And we are back. Welcome back to the Euro 2024 prediction series. It is time for the final day of match day 1 after what was the most incredible day of these Euros so far. Yes, there's only been 4 days, but it seems like every single day the action has got better and better and better. And firstly, Romania not just shocking Ukraine, but obliterating Ukraine. 3-0 to Romania. Arguably, the biggest shock of the day is that scoreline. Granted, the second game had its own big shock with Slovakia beating Belgium, but in my opinion, a 3-0 win for Romania over Ukraine is an even bigger shock than Slovakia outright beating Belgium, because I think, given the fact that Romania just could not score goals coming into this tournament, to score 3 against Ukraine is, in my opinion, a slightly bigger shock than Slovakia beating Belgium. That being said, what a shock that still was in Slovakia. An incredible performance from them, really proving their credentials. I mean, I did 4-0 to Belgium, so fair play to Slovakia. I sat here yesterday and said I would hold my hands up if they did what Poland did. And not only did they do what Poland did, they did better than what Poland did. They beat their big opponents in Belgium, and the curse of Romelu Lukaku at major tournaments continues with 2 goals disallowed. And then finally, Austria completely outplaying France and getting robbed by some very suspect refereeing throughout the entire match. It was a very, very poor refereeing performance. Obviously, the highest point of controversy being that he awarded France a goal kick when it was quite clearly a corner after a great save from Maignan. 30 seconds later, the ball was in the back of the Austrian net because France had got the ball downfield from the goal kick and Mbappe cut it across, and it was an unfortunate own goal from Voba. But apart from that, I just thought Austria was fantastic to watch. They played some really good football and, quite frankly, were just very, very unlucky. And like I say, arguably robbed of getting a result against France yesterday. So what an incredible day it was yesterday, which means there are just 2 games left to be played today in the final group of Euro 2024. It is, of course, Group F's action today. And before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, please do consider dropping a like on this video if you do enjoy my predictions series, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Copa America predictions will be starting tomorrow as well, with the opening game of that tournament starting with tomorrow's games as well. And also, this is your final opportunity to get yourself signed up to all the competitions we've got running on this channel this year. We're, of course, doing Euro Fantasy Football. If you haven't made your substitutes for this week, make sure you do it right now. And make sure to get all your transfers done either tonight or tomorrow morning ahead of the start of match day 2. Link to that will be available in the description, as is my link to the full tournament predictor, as well as my Super 6 mini league, as well as my Copa America tournament predictors. All of those links will be gone after today, as the end of match day 1 would have occurred, and we would have locked in everyone that will be competing in the tournament. So make sure you're in those competitions if you want a chance of winning. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Match day 1, day 5, the final day, Group F starts now. And we start off with Turkey taking on Georgia. And I think not many people are going to be surprised that I think Turkey are going to win this game. But again, we've spoken about it a few times in the games we've seen over the last couple of days. You've got to look at the Romania-Ukraine performance and say that these sides that aren't expected to do anything in this tournament are producing. And look, Georgia had the likes of Kvaratskhelia available to them. Arguably the best player on the pitch across both of these sides is playing for Georgia in this match. And obviously Turkey do have Çalhanoğlu, who has been one of the best players in Serie A this season as well. So you can make that argument. But Georgia are going to be no pushovers. Again, we've said it about a few teams in this tournament. They are here at this tournament on their own merit. They deserve to be here. However, I do think Turkey, as an actual all-round team, as a unit, are a better team than Georgia. And player for player, are a better player for player team than Georgia as well. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to go for 2-1. But I do expect Turkey to come out on top of this one. I think they're going to try and control the game, try and limit the amount of opportunities that Georgia get. And with the quality that they do have available to them in key areas of the pitch, I think Turkey will just about end up edging it. But I'm going for 2-1. Watch this space, though. Georgia on their day, more than capable of getting the result in this one. And then the final game of match day 1 sees Portugal taking on Czechia. And look, I'm going to put this in the same bracket as Slovakia, as Poland, as Scotland, and all these other predictions where I've gone for heavy score lines for the favourites. I would expect Portugal to thrash Czechia. However, we've seen it already in these few days that these lower end sides, or these smaller nations, in quotations, in terms of actual ability on the pitch, can produce results. And you just don't know. It could happen. I'm not going to go for it because I've backed my big teams in all of these matches so far, and I'm going to continue to do it again. I'm going to go for 4-1 to Portugal. I'm pretty confident they were the top goal scorers in qualifying. They only conceded like 3 or 4 goals as well. They scored something like 35, 40 goals in their 10 matches and only conceded like 3 or 4. So I would expect Portugal to come out on top quite drastically. I'm going to go for 4-1. I still think Czechia have an opportunity to get themselves a goal because I'm not fully convinced by the Portuguese defence. But going forward, Ronaldo, Bruno, Jota, Bernardo Silva, Rafael Leao, Felix, etc., etc., etc. You'd expect them to roll over a side like Czechia. But we'll see. It's not happened to many teams so far in this tournament. It may not happen today. But that's what I'm going for. That rounds off everything for match day 1. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like I said, this is your final opportunity to get signed up to all the competitions we are running on this channel. So make sure you are involved with the links in the comments, with the links in the description. Thank you very much for watching as always. And like I said, tomorrow morning we will have the first games from match day 2, but also the first game from the Copa America. I'll see you there.